Drew Fitzpatrick, he'll be your first baseman tonight. Jonas Sweeney. of Northwest High School, home of the number 9 ranked Wolves, led by Jeremy Heinen, the head coach. They are hosting tonight the Johnston Dragons, number 4 ranked Michael Barta, the head coach for the Drags this season. Two teams that know each other well, at least over the last couple of seasons. Johnston holds the all-time edge 5-1, winning both this season. They met back on May 22nd. Johnston got the win 5-3 and 5-2 in a doubleheader that night. Waukee looking for a little bit of redemption. Will Bowen on the bump tonight for Waukee Northwest, getting his first start on the other side of the mountain. Mitch Negg will start things off for Johnston, also his first start of this season. Both teams looking to get off to a hot start right away. A hot night here in Waukee on the outskirts of town. Beautiful facility here that the Wolves do host, as some like to call it, Northwest U. Their beautiful high school campus, once again, recently built. But nonetheless, great baseball on tap. Two teams that have seen state action as of late. Northwest was just there in 2022. Johnston, meanwhile, has just been red hot. They've been at the state tournament every season, dating back to, I believe it was 2020 or 2014. Let me go ahead and pull up my notes for tonight's matchup as well. Certainly looking forward to this one. Again, 8 straight state tournament appearances for Johnston, back-to-back 4A champs, of course. They've won it in 20, 22, and 23. So, yes, 3 of the last 4 appearances, 6 of the last 7 championship games as well for this Johnston squad. Waukee Northwest, well, a very young program at that, only making 1 state tournament appearance. It's more than enough, though, as of right now. Back in 2022, they were 1-1 all-time in the state tournament. Of course, we are a long ways off, or it feels like a long way off, from getting there. Of course, you blink, and it'll be the end of the regular season. We'll get into district play and then on to sub-state. So before you know it, we will be getting ready for another state tournament. Of course, tonight a great precursor and a good look at 2 teams that could potentially meet there at that state tournament, whether that be in a first-round game or a finals game. Going to be a fun night tonight here. Once again, number 9 Waukee Northwest hosting number 4 Johnston. We'll have all of that action here for you in just a bit. We'll head to a break here as we get ready for starting lineups. I'll get you through the starting order when we come back.
Batting 5th, the second baseman, number 7, Sam Kemmer. Batting 6th, the right fielder, number 34, Mason Tell. Batting 7th, the catcher, number 3, Connor Culp. Batting 8th, the left fielder, number 30, Caleb Hansen. And batting 9th, the center fielder, number 9, Cole Kinman. Assistant coaches for the Dragons are Quinn O'Brien, Tom Steppes, Chris Campbell, Noah Jansen, Zach Hendrickson, Andrew McGuire, and Ben McQuaid. And the head coach for the Dragons is Michael Barta. And now for your Northwest Wolves. Leading off in center field, number 10, Sam Johnson. Batting second in right field, number 4, Caden Kitzman. Batting third at third base, number 16, Brady Walton. In the cleanup spot, the designated hitter, number 3, Tanner Jackson. He will be hitting for the pitcher, number 24, Will Bowen. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 23, Gus Ruggles. Batting sixth in left field, number 11, Trey Stapleton. Batting seventh at first base, number 13, Drew Fitzpatrick. Batting eighth behind the dish, number 8, Jonah Sweeney. And batting ninth at shortstop, number 1, Chase Jones. Manager for the Wolves is Maddox Taylor. Assistant coaches for the Wolves, Mick Delaney, Pat Winnicky, Tyler Brown, and Brooke Heinen. And the head coach, Jeremy Heinen. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise, remove your caps, and direct your attention to the Stars and Stripes waving on left center.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Welcome back to Northwest High School. Once again, the number 9 Northwest Wolves hosting the number 4 Johnston Dragons in a varsity baseball showdown. Two teams that have met twice this season already. Back on May 22nd, Johnston swept the doubleheader 5-3 and 5-2. Tonight on the bump, it's going to be Will Bowen for the Wolves, making his first start of this season. Certainly looking to see what he can deliver tonight against a hard-hitting Johnston lineup that's averaging nearly 8 runs a game this season. They're only giving up about 2.6, but Waukee Northwest has also done a good job on the defensive side of the ball, averaging just around 3.5 runs against per game. I think tonight could have a little bit of fireworks on both sides. Of course, Johnston with 8 home runs on the season as a team, 120 RBIs as well. And to get them started, it's going to be Blake Lundholm, the senior shortstop for the Dragons.
On the mound for number 24, Will Bowen. Leading off for the Dragons, number 15, Blake Lundholm.
Lundholm, the righty, steps into the box, and away we go. Bowen delivers from the windup, and he's got a first pitch strike right out of the gate. Beautiful night here at Northwest. A little heat, little humidity, just the way we like it in the summer. Bowen delivers once again. That ball fouled off down the first baseline for strike 2. Working ahead early does Bowen, and he's settling in quickly. Lundholm steps up, Bowen delivers. Another foul ball. That'll find its way to the JV or practice softball field, just opposite of this Northwest varsity baseball field. Beautiful sights out here again on the edge of Waukee as Bowen once again from the windup delivers. And another foul ball. That's going to be pitch number 4 already for Bowen on the leadoff batter. Good job by Lundholm to protect. Bowen, another delivery. That ball just a little outside for ball 1, 1-2 count. Northwest in the blue and all mostly white jerseys. Johnston rocking the golds tonight with purple accent. That ball right back up the middle. Might have hit off Bowen, but fielded nicely there at second base. It's a lovely job by Gus Ruggles to field it and get it across for the first out of the game.
Number 27, Tyne Whedon.
And Will Bowen making quick work of the first batter he sees. 5 pitches. It's the 4-1 out. Stepping in now, Tyne Whedon. He's going to drop one into shallow left, and he's going to chase it down for 2. Stretching that, what should have been a single into a double, and Johnston Dragons have a man on board. Doesn't wait to see any pitches there. Does Whedon, the senior
18,
DH there for Mitch Negg, who's going to be on the bump making his debut for the Dragons tonight. But again, nice hustle by Whedon, no doubt about it off the bat. He was going for two. Going to test the arms out there in left field from Trey Stapleton. Bowen from the stretch now. Will Nuss to bat the righty. Takes a look at strike number one. Man aboard, Whedon's at second. It's Nuss in the batter's box. Quick pick off to second, almost gets Whedon there, but not quite. He slides under the tag. That's a nice little pickoff play there from the Wolves, as that was Ruggles breaking from second. Bowen looks back to second once, twice, and he delivers. That ball's low and in the dirt to Nuss. 1-1 count. Bowen again from the stretch. Delivers. That ball hits sharply out into right field. They will hold Whedon at first, and that's a nice single there from Will Nuss to advance Whedon to third. Two aboard for the Dragons. As Will Bowen now
batting number 5, Maxim
to about 9
Minix.
pitches or so. And it's Max Mink stepping into the box. The lefty now. Bowen's first look at a lefty tonight. First and third, you know you're going to set up the play here for if you're the Wolves. And Jeremy Heinen, seen this situation for plenty over his career, whether that be at Urbandale back in the day or Northwest High School here. Minks in the box. Whedon delivers, or Bowen delivers, I'm sorry. Bowen a little high there for ball one. Small lead off at first there for Nuss. Bowen catching the outside edge there on Minks. Nice little gift from our home plate umpire, but nonetheless catching a corner for a 1-1 count. That one in the dirt from Bowen, 2-1. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on CISN. Do have to give a shout out to our crew as well out here. It's not too hot in here, as my man Randy would say, though. We found the one seat with the sun on it. That's strike two. Some heat there from Bowen. Gives us a 2-2 count with runners still at first and third for the Dragons. Bowen delivers. Oh, he's going to go with the pickoff attempt at first. Feel free to check me anytime you feel. If I'm wrong, tell me. I love to hear about it. It means you're watching. It's a ball outside. We're going to load up the count now. Does Bowen. 3-2. 1 out. Runners on the corners. And Max Minks looking to bring in a run here. That ball right down the middle for strike three. Bowen's first strikeout of the night is a backwards K as he sends Minks back to the dugout for out number 2.
Now batting number 7, Sam Kemmer.
Big opportunity here for Northwest to get out of an early jam and help their young pitcher out. Don't take these moments for granted, because getting out of an inning like this against the top of the order for Johnston is always a big moment. So see what Bowen can do here. Runner at first goes. They fake the throw down, and that'll send Nuss to second on a stolen base. No throw down attempt. So runners at second and third now. Sam Kemmer up to bat. That was a strike on the delivered pitch as well. So 0-1 count. Kemmer up to bat. That ball up and away for ball one. Sam Kemmer this season's played in 21 games. That ball catches an outside corner. Strike two. Bowen doing a nice job of efficiency here. 62 at bats this season for Kemmer, 15 hits. 11 of those have been singles. He's got 1 jack on the season, 9 ribbies. He's in a good spot in this lineup as he flares one foul back behind home plate. Kemmer just a junior. Again, he's got Whedon and Nuss sitting on third and second base, hoping to drive them in and get an early lead for the Dragons. Bowen delivers. That ball in the dirt. Nice job behind the backstop there. Jonas Sweeney doing a good job to slide over and keep that ball in front of him, avoiding any damage. 2-2 count now. Bowen from the windup. That ball hit hard, and that will fall into left. Both runners getting sent. That's Whedon and Nuss coming in to score. That's a big hit for Kemmer as he delivers the single in the clutch, and that will plate 2 Dragons runs to go up early 2-0.
Now batting number 34, Mason Tell.
Ball dropped in just in front of Trey Stapleton out there in left field for that early lead, and Dragons now with 3 hits on the season, or 3 hits in this game, I should say. Mason Tell now stepping up, the sophomore, steps into the box. Ball catches an outside edge as well. Per bound, Tell's only played in 1 game this season, 3 at-bats. He's 1 for 3 on the season. He gets pitch number 2 delivered, and it's a good spot for Bowen to live on the outside corner there. He's found a couple of strikes. See if he continues to work the outside edge against those right-handed batters. As Tell, the sophomore, steps in, trying to battle back from an 0-2 count. Bowen delivers. Does he go? They say he does, and that's strike 3. Bowen gets the strikeout to end the inning, but the Drags plate 2. Nuss and Whedon come across on the single by Kemmer. It's 2-0 Dragons. We'll head to break. When we come back, Wolves look to bounce back.
Save on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville, Iowa. During the entire month of June, get a new 2024 Ram 2500 Crew Cab for only $49,990. Receive 20% off our last 2023 Jeep Gladiator and the new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited L4x4 starting at only $48,990. DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. Located just minutes from the metro. DeArmondCDJR.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Welcome back into Northwest High School. The Dragons now taking the field after 2 early runs in the top of the first. It's the Wolves' chance to try and respawn. To lead things off, it'll be Sam Johnson, the center fielder for these Wolves. Again, going up against Mitch Negg. Negg has not pitched yet this season per bound. Making his debut, the junior is. And Johnston, once again, doesn't give up many runs. Northwest averaging almost 6 runs per game. So these 2 teams do know how to score at will when needed.
Leading off for the Wolves, number 10, Sam Johnson.
Mitch Negg on the bump tonight. Sam Johnson steps in, and here we go in the bottom half of the first inning. That ball outside from Negg for ball 1. Ball 2 as well. Trying to get that breaking ball to go in there. And keep in mind, Sam Johnson's been a very solid leadoff batter this season. 16 games played, 16 games started. As Negg delivers his first strike on a foul tip by Johnson. Johnson's had 46 at-bats, 15 hits, 11 of those singles, 3 triples on the season. I believe that is a team leading 3 triples. 11 RBIs in the leadoff spot. Catching him with the breaking ball, though, is Negg to move this to 2-2 count. Mitch Negg settling in nicely. Sam Johnson resets, and here comes pitch number 5 for Negg. Up and in just a little bit. That'll load up the count. Full count. Johnson hanging in there, hoping to maybe get a little bit of a clip on that near arm. But Neg comes back with the breaking ball for the strikeout. Very nice little slider there from Neg. And that is out number 1.
Now batting the right fielder, number 4, Caden Kitzman.
Caden Kitzman now up to bat for the Wolves. 54 at bats. He's had 13 hits, 8 singles, 9 ribs. And the first pitch is a strike, catching that outside corner. Pitchers take note, that outside edge against the right-handed batters, working well for both tonight. Bowen took advantage in that top of the first, and Neg's going to go back to it here in the back half. That's an early strike number 2. Some good movement on the pitch from Neg as well. Early 0-2 count. And he's going to try and work way outside for ball 1, get a chaser there, but Kitzman knows better. Hugging that plate just a little bit. Neg catches strike 3 there as well. Back-to-back strikeouts. And Neg is settled in beautifully on the bump tonight for the Johnston Dragons. Brady Walton now up to bat for Waukee Northwest.
Now batting number 16,
a senior.
Brady Walton.
Batting pretty well this season. Batting .375 on the year. His on-base percentage at .552. Going to try and get things going here for Waukee Northwest. That ball up and in for ball number 1. That ball hit hard and high. Going to find shallow center. Diving play. What a snag by Cole Kinman, the senior for Johnston. Lays out for it. And that will retire the side. As Johnston comes away unscathed, 1-2-3 does go Neg. And that is how we end our first inning. When we come back, we'll get to the Johnston Dragons looking to continue the hot bats.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
And once again, welcome back out to the lovely suburb of Waukee, Iowa, home of the Northwest Wolves, as well as Waukee High. Tonight we've got the Wolves in action hosting the Johnston Dragons. Dragons 18-3 on the year. Waukee Northwest 13-8. Well, Will Bowen settled in pretty nicely. Had 2 strikeouts there in the top half of the first, but damage was done as Kemmerer drove in 2 runs on a single. Northwest didn't have an answer there with the top of the order. At the bottom of the first, it was Mitch Nag going to work. 2 strikeouts and got the side retired with a diving catch from Cole Kinman out in center. Now Connor Kolp steps up to bat. Bowen delivers, and once again that outside side of the plate, those corners out there doing them well. Bowen catching another one. Kolp not so sure on that one, but nonetheless, an 0-2 count. And he gets Kolp swinging at strike number 3. Will Bowen's 3rd strikeout of the night. Retires Kolp.
Now batting number 30, Caleb Hansen.
Left fielder Caleb Hansen now stepping up to the plate. The righty, a senior. And Will Bowen going to try and keep this momentum going after back-to-back strikeouts dating back to the top of the first. And he's going to work in another strike. That is now 6 straight strikes for Bowen. That's another strike for Bowen. Just living in this rhythm right now, and when pitchers find their rhythm, it can be a dangerous thing for opposing batters. Bowen going to keep it going. It's a foul off by Hansen there, just fighting one off on the inside of the plate. Bowen rocking that baby blue mitt out there. Goes with these sharp Northwest jerseys. That one getting a little hairy outside there. Bowen, it's okay to throw a ball every once in a while, I guess, right? That one low and away. I think Hansen even thought he was going to get rung up on it, but here we sit. 2-2 count, one out. Nobody on. Caleb Hansen working, trying to fend off another pitch from Bowen. That one going up the middle, fielded easily there at short. And across from Chase Jones it goes to Gus Ruggles Drew Fitzpatrick for the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 9, Cole Kinman.
Cole Kinman, the senior center fielder, made the diving grab to end that bottom of the first. That one looked like it was going to fall in to no man's land, and he's squaring up for a little bit of a sneaky bunt there, and that ball was up. Maybe even fouled off. Hard to get an angle on that from my vantage point. Bowen looking sharp tonight. Brings another. That ball low and away. Similar space or spot to what we've seen a lot of tonight. Bowen delivers the 1-1. That's going to be a strike two. Gets Kinman swinging. Bowen finding a groove. That ball hit hard right through third base and short. That puts Kinman on board with a single.
Now batting number 15, Blake
Ball
Lundholm.
struck well out into left, and Johnston certainly on the pitches from Bowen, but Bowen's been hitting his spots a lot. Again, he's got 3 strikeouts on the night. From the stretch, Bowen goes. Throw down, not in time. And that will allow Kinman to advance to second on the stolen base. We are back at the top of the order. It's Lundholm up to bat. The senior shortstop for Johnston. Went ground out to second, his first plate appearance. Runner at second now for Lundholm. Bowen from the stretch delivers. That ball going to be flared out into shallow right. Kinman going to get sent around from second. He should be up easy. And the single by Lundholm drives in Kinman for run number 3. Dragons take the lead. Lundholm doing a nice job there, sitting on that pitch on the inside, gets his hands inside of it, pushes it out into right field, and just a nice little flare will do the job for him. That gives the Dragons a 3-0 lead. Up next now, Ty Whedon. He had a double back in the first inning. Of course, he's been red hot this season. 26 hits on 66 at bats. He's batting a whopping .394. Throw over to first. Just checking your runner there. Whedon with 1 home run on the year as well. 21 RBIs. Again, they're going to check over to Lundholm at first. Runner holds at first. That ball low and away for ball 1 on the lefty Whedon. one again low and away. Having a hard time on the lefty of Whedon. 2 outs. Looks like 3 balls. My bookkeeping skills a little rusty here. That ball catching the inside corner for a strike. 3-1 count. Bowen trying to work out of this inning after only giving up 1. That ball hit to first, fielded nicely by Fitzpatrick, and he'll take care of it himself to end the inning. But once again, Dragons strike. 1 run on the single by Lundholm brings in Kinman. 3-0 Drags, leading us into the bottom half of 2 after the break.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
And we're back inside of Northwest High School baseball field. Beautiful complex out here, only a couple of years old, really did it well. The Northwest behind home plate there in the blue turf. And then an all-natural grass field. Of course, some wondered if they'd go full turf. Artificial turf, I should say. They chose for the natural grass and certainly have done a great job keeping it up. So we're in the bottom of the second. Tanner Jackson up to bat for Waukee Northwest. That'll be a ball 1. Mitch Nag having himself a pretty good start there. 2 strikeouts. Retired the side on a diving catch from Kinman, and that's ball 2 to Jackson. The junior Nag winds up, delivers. That ball just outside, and strike zone may have tightened up just a hair on those outside corners. Jackson now, 0-3 count. I'd imagine a take here. Neg finds the strike zone for strike 1. 3-1 count. Jackson, a hard hit right down the third base line. That's going to drift out into the left field corner. He's going to stand up at second easy. Decides to slide just to slow down that momentum, but a big leadoff double for Jackson has the Wolves smelling a little blood in the water.
Now batting the second baseman, number 23, Gus Ruggles.
It's Jackson's 7th double on the year. He's got 3 home runs as well. He's been hitting the ball hard this season. Now up to bat, Gus Ruggles, second baseman for Waukee Northwest. Ruggles batting .314 on the season, .385 on base percentage. Got a man on second, duck on the pond here. Could score with a hit out in the outfield. He's going to try and he scores up to bunt, does not keep it there, and he'll take ball 1. Playing a little small ball are the Wolves. Looking to play a little bit anyway. Nice little draft keeping us cool here in the press box. It is a toasty Iowa summer night. Epitomizes baseball, certainly. The bunt going high and just outside the third baseline. Want to get that one down a little bit if you're Ruggles, because you've got lengthy third baseman down there for the Johnston Dragons and Will Nuss. Ruggles with a 1-1 count. Neg from the stretch takes his sign. Step and deliver. That ball catching an inside corner on Ruggles, and now he's working from behind, 1-2 count. Neg working hard to get ahead. Thrown just 20 pitches so far. A fast first inning certainly helping him there. That ball low and in. Ball 2. I believe this is our first. Is this our first baseball game of the season, Randy? First baseball game of the season. Can't think of a better way to get it going. CISN will have you covered for plenty this season. That ball catching the outside corner for the backwards K. Strike 3 on Ruggles does Neg.
Now batting number 11, Trey Stapleton.
Got to protect the zone there if you're Ruggles, who is dealing with a 2-2 count. As I was saying, first baseball game of the season here on CISN TV. We'll have you much of the season as well as a couple Menace games. A lot of action on tap here over the next couple of weeks. That ball to first, a little bit of a shift on there, but handled well. On the hop does Minks, and that will still advance a runner. Stapleton moving Jackson to third on the fielder's choice.
Fitzpatrick.
Knoxville, Iowa. DeYarmanChevyGMC.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Well, fortunately, Randy didn't pot the mic up at the wrong time. Otherwise, you would have heard my best Toby Keith impression on the night. But here we are. We're living in the radio, or as we might say, on CISN TV, Waukee Northwest, the Wolves, number 9 in the state for Class 4A, taking on the number 4 Johnston Dragons. Dragons have plated runs in both of the first 2 innings tonight as they take a 3-0 lead on 5 hits thus far into the top of the third. And Will Bowen's going to get right back to the heart of this lineup. Will Nuss up to bat, the junior third baseman stepping in. And that's going to be ball 1, and it looks like we do have a substitution out in left field. Trey Stapleton has been removed from left field. Instead, it's going to be Tanner Philpott. I think I'm getting that right, so pardon me there, as he's put to work early with that ball dropping into left field on the hit from Nuss. Just a nice little flare out into left for the single.
Now batting number 5, Maxim Minks. Entering in left field for the Wolves, number 5, Tanner Philpott.
Tanner Philpott out there in left field now for Trey Stapleton. And up to bat, Max Minks. He's going to stare at ball 1 low and in the dirt. Sorry about that, Will Nuss. Kind of trying to figure out what was happening out there in left field. No real presentation of that position change or player change. But Nuss does get the single, and there's ball 2 to Minks. Philpott, the senior, getting his 13th game of action this season. That got a hit and run situation there for the Dragons as that's fouled off for strike 1. Going to check out Nuss there at first on the throw over. Bowen catching his breath and going to get ready to deliver back to Minks with the 2-1 count. Make that 3-1 count. And Minks struck out in his first plate appearance after loading that count to full. Bowen delivers on the stride, and that ball up, and that will be a walk for Minks as he will go aboard, and that will push Nuss to second. No outs, 3-0. Dragons leading the Wolves tonight here, and once again, a beautiful Iowa summer night. Toasty, muggy, everything I remember about Little League and high school ball. Certainly you appreciate the summer nights and the summer baseball versus spring baseball like most states in the country do. It's a little cold up there in North Dakota back in my day when I was covering them. Still had snow on the ground for half that season. As Bowen's going to step up and deliver to Kemmer. Kemmer is going to hit that one high and hard out to center. But that's not going to quite get to the warning track. Runner at second. That is Nuss tagging up, and he'll slide headfirst into third. So a sac fly by Sam Kemmer will advance Nuss to third, and that puts runners on the corners with one out. Mason Tell now up to bat. Will Bowen approaching 55 pitches here shortly, just a couple away from that mark already in his third inning of pitching. He's gone 2 1/3 so far. Had a few strikeouts. He's looked sharp at times. Johnston's bats are just red hot right now. That ball goes right down the heart of the plate for strike one to Mason Tell. Still runners on the corners. You got Nuss and Kemmer. Nuss at third, Kemmer at first. Tell batting, runners hold. Good job by Sweeney to keep that ball in front of him. That's ball one. 1-1 count. Kemmer just kind of flirting with Sweeney back there, trying to coax him into a throwdown. Sweeney's too good for that one tonight. That ball's going to be up for ball two to Mason Tell. 2-1 count, one out. That ball also in the dirt for ball three. Last thing you want to do here if you're Will Bowen is load things up with a 3-1 count and only one out. Tell hasn't played a lot this year, just a sophomore, but young man that's going to have some time as that's ball four, and he will walk, and that will load the bases. Sweeney going to take a moment to go calm down his junior pitcher here. As will, looks like Coach Heinen making his way, possibly. Again, high school baseball staffs getting larger and larger each day, it seems. Position coaches getting there. Sorry. Oh, Pat Winicky there on making his way out there. Shout out to our PA announcer with the apple on that one. I guess I need to get my own scorecard these days and not just throw it on my phone before I fill out the score sheet. But nonetheless, here we are. Johnston going to figure some things out. Bases loaded, one out. Working with a 3-0 lead. And again, Dragons just 18-3 on the season. And Michael Barta's just done a tremendous job taking this Johnston program to the heights that he's reached. Again, 3 titles in the last 4 years. Back-to-back champs in Class 4A. They know how to hit the ball. They're putting out high-end college talent. Look at a guy like Gabe Swanson, who is just red hot for Nebraska. Couldn't quite will those Huskers to a College World Series Super Regional, but certainly a nice season for Swanson at the plate especially. And one thing I'll tell you is these Johnston Dragons, since my days covering them in TV world, they've always known how to hit the ball under Michael Barta, and hasn't seemed to slow down since I got out of the TV world a couple of years ago. Culp steps in now, and he's going to wear that one, and that is going to be a hit by pitch. RBI for Culp. Everyone advances a base. Nuss comes across easy. And Culp, I'm sure, would rather have not had to wear that one, but The catcher does, and he'll get a courtesy runner, and Adrian Brodus.
Now batting number 30, Caleb Hansen. Courtesy running at first base, number 1, Adrian Brodus.
I think we're going to get a pitching change. This time it is Heinen coming out for Waukee Northwest. Can't fault Bowen. Thrown nearly 60 pitches through 2 1/3, and did look sharp. Had a couple strikeouts there, early goings. Just, again, a little bit of wear and first appearance. And with the pitching change, we're going to head to break. We'll update you on who takes the mound next here at Waukee.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Jack Vineyard stepping to the mound for Waukee Northwest tonight as he replaces Will Bowen. Bowen goes 2 1/3. Saw 16 batters, gave up 16 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. We'll get you an earned run total after this inning as he's put 3 aboard as well, and a tough spot to come into for Jack Vineyard. And that's going to be strike 1 for Vineyard. Caleb Hansen batting with the bases juiced. That ball off the plate and bounces away, and a wild pitch will plate another Johnston run, 5-0. So a 1-1 count. Runners at second and third for Caleb Hansen. The lefty Vineyard gets Hansen to swing at strike 2. Some heat there from the lefty, a big kick. That ball just a little bit low to Hansen, brings up ball 2. 2-2 count. Northwest trying to get out of a jam, minimizing the damage. Vineyard delivers, and ball 3 in the dirt for a full count. Quick warm-up for Jack Vineyard. Coming in for Bowen. Of course, the wild pitch won't be credited to Bowen's pitch or run total. My book, anyway. That one goes inside for a walk. to Hansen. Bases loaded once again. Vineyard going to have to settle things down as corners are in on the grass for Waukee Northwest.
Now batting number 9, Cole Kinman.
Cole Kinman, the center fielder, got on with a single an inning ago. And a stolen base first to second would get plated later on. That ball flared down the line in right, and that's going to drop in. Plates 1 run. Will the second come across? Throw down, misses the cut. 2 runners score for Johnston. That's Tell coming across. I believe Culp coming across as well. On the double, sending runners to second and third. Kinman with the double on that flare out into right. And Johnston now with a couple more runs on the board. Up to 8-0 now.
Now batting number 15, Blake Lundell.
Chance to steal home, but the throw down is an out. And that wasn't an attempt by Hansen to try and steal home. Great job by Sweeney to get the tag down. Great throw by Vineyard for the out. Two outs. It was a ball on that pitch to Blake Lindholm. That one found the way for strike 1. 1-1 count. Vineyard doing a good job here. Did give up the one hit to Hansen. Or I'm sorry, to Kinman. Kinman with the double, drove in 2. That's going to be ball 2. 2-1 count. Top of the third. A lot of damage done here. It's going to be ball 3. As Johnston is stretching this inning longer and longer in the batter's box. Vineyard delivers, and that ball's inside for ball 4. His second walk of the inning. Puts runners now on the corners. So you got Kinman back at third. You got Lundholm at first. As Ty Whedon steps up to bat. Whedon steps in. That ball on the inside corner as Lundholm will steal second. Oh, so runners at second and third. We got Whedon up to bat, 1-0 count. That ball is going to bound foul for a 1-1 count. Going to have to do some extra math here and figure out if we're at 7 or 8 runs. I might be off with my scorekeeper over here. Alrighty, so back to action we go. Whedon, again, 1-1 count. That ball in the dirt, and that's going to plate another dragon run as Kinman comes in to score on the wild pitch. And that will move Lundholm over there to third base. It is 8. 8-0 now. I was just making sure. I thought we were a little bit off. My bookkeeping skills, it's been a hot second since I've had to do it. But we are now 8-0 score. It's on 7 hits for the Johnston Dragons. trying to make it a 9-0 game here. That's another ball to Whedon. Jack Vineyard trying to work out of this inning and came in a tough spot. Didn't get much more out of it. There's a good swing and a miss for strike 2, and we've got a full count. 2 outs. Vineyard going to try and end the inning here. If not, we'll have batted around. That ball, ground foul, first base side. Great play down there in the first base box by the Johnston staff. Fleet of foot, things you don't see a ton of anymore, at least in some high school coaching ranks. That cannot be said for either of these squads. Some quick action and fast hands. Granted, coaching box is extended all the way down to the light pole down there in right field, it feels. Whedon, ground ball to short, fielded cleanly across and out of the inning, but more than enough damage done as the Dragons plate 5 more in the 3rd inning. Plenty of pitches thrown there for Waukee Northwest. Do they have an answer in the bottom half of 3? We'll find out next.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
8-0, the damage done by the Johnston Dragons, plating 5 runs in the top of the 3rd. It was an inning that saw Will Bowen go 2 1/3. I think all 5 of those are going to be credited to him, so make that 8 runs given up by him. 8 earned. Jack Vineyard came in, didn't have a great spot to work with, but nonetheless, he did what he could and finally ended that inning before Johnston restarted their order at Will Nuss. Now on the other side of things, Johnston going to go back to work. It's been a while since Mitch Nag took the bump. Nonetheless, he does work ahead, and I need to change my phrasing up because you're going to be tired of hearing nonetheless. That's going to be strike 1 on the foul by Chase Jones. Jones eyes that one up and outside for a 1-1 count. Jones, your number 9 batter before Northwest goes back to the top at Sam Johnson, who sits in the on-deck circle. That ball low and away to Jones as Culp there in the goalie stance. That ball ground through the wickets and for strike 2 to move this count to 2-2. Just 35 pitches for Nag so far. Was in a little bit of a bind there in the bottom of the 2nd with runners on the corners, but got out of it with the backwards K on Jonas Sweeney, and Jones battling hard up there, fouls off another. Dragons trying to move to 19-3, have a stranglehold on this one as that brings us ball 3. Neg missing the outside corner. Full count for Sweeney. No outs. Northwest looking to start a rally here at the bottom of their order with Chase Jones. Jones hits one high but shallow right to second base, and under it was Sam Kemmer for out number 1.
Now batting the center fielder, number 10, Sam Johnson.
So we circle back to the top of the lineup for Waukee Northwest. Sam Johnson, your center fielder, if you're a Wolves fan, steps into the box, settling in. Neg once again, worked pretty efficiently tonight. Went 1, 2, 3 in the top or bottom of the first. Gave up a walk and a double in the bottom of 2, and now he's back to work, throwing some strikes here as he gets one on Sam Johnson. Neg catching an inside corner, and Johnson maybe not so thrilled with that. Could have worn it a little bit. Breaking ball catching that corner, though. Nice pitch by Neg. Nag gets him to fan at strike 3. Pitches 1, 2, and 3 for the strikeout, does Nag. And Sam Johnson makes his way back to the dugout as Caden Kitzman steps in now and going to try and get a 2-out rally going if you're the Wolves. If you're the Wolves, you're just looking for a hit here. You're looking for something to spark, show you, and remind you that Nag can be hit off of as that ball's fouled back to the backstop for strike 1. That ball outside for ball 1. And that will find the ball 2 as well out there. 2-1 count. Neg resets, and as does Kitzman. Kitzman looks on. Here comes the delivery from Neg. That also outside, 3 straight outside for Neg, and he's worked himself to a 3-1 count against the number 2 batter for the Wolves. Nag has been efficient, as I mentioned, keeps things rolling, and I'd imagine he'll stay in as long as his arm is going to hold up. He's only at 46 pitches after that foul off by Kitzman for the full count. 2 outs, full count. Kitzman in the box. Again, trying to get a little bit of a spark going here to end the bottom of the 3rd. Nag winds, delivers, misses high and away. Kitzman is aboard with the walk. So that'll bring Brady Walton to the plate.
Number 16,
your third baseman for the Wolves. As that sun's poked behind some cumulus clouds back there. Nothing building in our neck of the woods. As far as rain and storms, I know there's some stuff brewing south of Iowa City earlier today here in Iowa. But here, central Iowa, just great. Hot, toasty, humid. As that ball takes a hop off the dirt to Walton for ball 1. 1-0 count, 1 on. 2 outs for Walton. That ball up and away as well, and suddenly Neg having a little bit of control issue here. Walton's had 18 hits this season. He's batting .375. Trying to bring in his 6th RBI of the season, and it'd take a pretty muscled one to get Kitzman all the way around from there as he takes strike 1. But again, a hit here is a hit, and you're right in the heart of your order with Tanner Jackson on deck, the DH. Neg winds, delivers, and that's fouled back to the netting by Walton. Walton's got a 2-2 count, 2 outs. Kitzman there on first. Neg with 5 strikeouts so far tonight. Trying to make it number 6. See if Walton has something to say about that as Neg steps off the mound. Does reset. Going to take a look back in. Nag going to settle back in on the rubber here. Big lead over there at first by Kitzman, who walked his way to first. That ball inside. They're going to say it clipped his elbow pad. And that will put Walton on base as well with the hit by pitch. So 2 on, 2 outs. Tanner Jackson, can't think of a better bat to have up at this spot if you're Waukee Northwest.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 3, Tanner Jackson.
Jackson batting .317, OBP .434, and he has hit the ball hard this season as well. 18 RBIs, 3 home runs. Nag going to try and get a little bit of a settle down here from his catcher, Connor Culp. Figure out what we're doing. 2 outs, again, 2 aboard. Big moment here for the DH, Tanner Jackson. That ball in the dirt. 4 ball, 1 to Jackson. Dangerous hitter here. I think Neg is aware of that. Of course, right behind him, you've got Ruggles, and Ruggles has been doing pretty well for himself this season as well. Delivery, again catching a little dirt. Puff of smoke there off the ground. The man batting behind Jackson here is 15 RBIs. Ruggles batting .314, so not a guy you want to play with or toy with either in the 5 spot. This is your cleanup hitter in Tanner Jackson, though. 2-0 count. 2-1 gets him to fan at the breaking ball. Nothing game. Every little bit helps. Chip away at it if you can, if you're Waukee Northwest. The pickoff to second is over the top of Kitzman, and he slides back in, dumps the dirt out a little bit, and quick shakeout, and we're back to action. Jackson 2-1 count, 2 outs. Second and first are the runners aboard. It's a big swing and a miss from Jackson again. It's the right pitch. Nag up to 56 pitches now. 2-2 count against the best hitter for the Wolves right now on this roster. Jackson staring down Nag. That ball is outside. We're going to fill up the count. 3-2. 2 outs. Runners will be moving on the pitch. Tanner Jackson trying to spark some life. He had a double back up an inning ago in the second. That ball goes inside for ball 4. And we've got our 3rd straight walk to load the bases. Neg now having to battle it out there on the bump.
Now batting the second baseman, number 23.
Of course, we saw this happen in the top of the 3rd with Will Bowen. Eventually, 5 runs were plated by the Dragons as Bowen was chased from the bump and Vineyard came in to close things out. Neg going to try and work his way out of the jam. Bases loaded for Ruggles. That ball up and away. Again, Ruggles has been very good, batting over 300 this season. 18 ribs, I believe, last check. That's going to catch a corner for strike 1 on Ruggles. 60 pitches now for Nag. Ruggles watching on, going to swing the chopper down the first baseline. He's got to leg it out. And he is called out at first. Great job covering the bag by Neg. Perfect little flip from Minks. And that gets the Dragons out of the jam. Not from a lack of hustle there from Gus Ruggles down the first base line. Nonetheless, Drags hold on. They're up 8-0 as we head to break.
Hey, you two, we all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Well, I can tell you this much, Wolves fans aren't jumping around quite yet. They're down 8-0. Certainly looked like they could have gotten a run across there as Gus Ruggel almost legs out the infield single. His dribbler catches a little bit of no man's land, but Nig does a good job fielding the position. A quick flip over there to Max Minks, just in time, keeps the Northwest Wolves off the scoreboard. That bottom half of the third, Wolves leave 3 on base, no runs, no hits. All 3 base runners were put on by walks or hit by pitches. So that takes us to the top of 4. 8-0 ball game. 7 hits so far for the Dragons. Jack Vineyard stays in this one. Actually, it looks like we've got another pitching change. And they will turn to, let me pull up my roster here.
Number 25, Joey Kleiber.
Joey Kleiber
Now batting for the Dragons, number 18, Will Nutt.
is your pitcher for the Wolves. So Joey Kleiber steps up to the bump, and we've got Will Nuss up to bat. And the first pitch that Kleiber throws is a strike. Kleiber delivers pitch number 2, a little bit of a sidearm delivery from Kleiber, and that one just going to find, or just missed the plate, just off a little outside to Will Nuss, the junior third baseman for the Johnston Dragons. Kleiber again outside there. The righty on righty action. Should get a stellar sunset per Randy, our director tonight. That ball chopped hard down the third baseline, just foul for strike 2, and a 2-2 count now for Will Nuss. Gonna have to talk to Jim Dewey about getting some high quality seating up here for those of us in the press box. I am on a stool / standing. Beautiful night to stand. So why not now? Kleiber delivers. That ball hit high and hard, looking for the gap out in left center, but Northwest able to camp under it. That was Pillpot, Tanner Pillpot, who came in for Trey Stapleton earlier. He gets out to that gap and will make the catch for out number 1.
Now batting number 5, Maxim Minks.
Max Minks now up to bat, as Joey Kleiber working efficiently as well. Throwing 5 pitches. That ball fouled into the dugout of Waukee Northwest. Minks a lefty. Does push that one. As Minks waits for the delivery from Kleiber, who works out of the stretch with no one on. That ball up. 4-1. Kleiber not working out of a full windup, something you don't see too often from high school kids. I think most of them would say they're more comfortable out of a full windup. That's Kleiber's second strike against Minks. Winds have died down a bit here at Northwest High School as we have an 8-0 ball game. Johnston leading in the top of the 4th, 1 out, 1-2 count. As Kleiber looks for strikeout number 1 on his night. That one catching the outside corner for a ball. Minks struck out in the first and walked in the third. And he's looking to possibly get his first hit of the night. Granted, full count here for Kleiber against him. Kleiber delivers. That ball slicing, just foul off the left field fence for a long foul ball. Keeps the at-bat alive. Kleiber, a senior for this Northwest team. That ball jams Minks, and that's going to be a pop-up easily handled there at second base by Ruggel. 2 down.
Now
If you're Northwest, you'll take that.
Kemmer.
No inning so far tonight for the Wolves has lasted less than 6 batters. A lot of pitches thrown tonight for Northwest, a lot of runs scored. That ball hammered foul as well, and that will find the warning track down the first baseline for a long first strike for Sam Kemmer. Kemmer now gonna muscle one over to third. It's bobbled. He's got to run it out, but nice job recovering over there at third base by Brady Walton to get the throw across in time for the 5-3 out to end the inning. As Waukee Northwest goes 1-2-3, no hits, no runs, none left on base for the Dragons as we head to the bottom of the 4th here on CISN TV.
Save on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville, Iowa. During the entire month of June, get a new 2024 Ram 2500 Crew Cab for only $49,990. Receive 20% off our last 2023 Jeep Gladiator and the new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited L4x4 starting at only $48,990. DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. Located just minutes from the Metro. DeArmondCDJR.com.
We're here at Waukee Northwest High School as Tanner Pillpot steps in to lead off the Wolves in the bottom of the 4th after Joey Kleiber comes in and goes 1-2-3 in the top half, sitting the Dragons down in order. Nag remains on the bump, and he opens this 4th inning with a strike. Nag winds, delivers, and he's going to catch Pillpot fanning at that. And that was a heck of a breaking ball that had Pillpot guessing. Some scores from around the rest of Central Iowa. Centennial and Urbandale knotted at 3 in the top of the 4th here. And Valley and Dowling Catholic, that West Des Moines rivalry. Neg, the strikeout, gets Pillpot to guess and fan at that one as well. Neg, another strikeout. That would be his 6th strikeout of the night in the 4th inning. Back to Valley Dowling, tied at 3 in the 5th. The great rivalry that is Valley Dowling. Some great pitchers there. Going through both ranks. Of course, Dowling has a Baumler on their team. I remember covering his older brother, who's now with the Baltimore Orioles system. We got the Okie kid out there at Centennial, who's also garnering some MLB prospects as that ball is hit up the middle by Drew Fitzpatrick, but nice play to get him in time at first. And that was Blake Lundholm. Quick throw across to first base for the out. For the 6-3 out. And now that takes us to Jonah Sweeney, who struck out looking back in the bottom of the 2nd. He hits a dribbler to second, barehanded across to first. Wonderfully done there by Will Nuss. And that was a quick bottom of the 4th. And just before you blink, don't. Because here we go. We're back to break on CISN TV. When we come back, we'll get to the top of the 5th. Johnston Dragons leading the Waukee Northwest. I apologize, 8-0.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Well, I said don't blink here at Northwest High School because we were out of the inning that quickly. Well, don't blink over at Dowling Catholic either, as Valley took two runs there in the top of the fifth. Make it a 5-3 game over Dowling Catholic in a varsity showdown there. That ball sneaks inside for Kleiber, and that's strike number one against Mason Tell. Tell up to bat, struck out in the first, walked in the third. Looking to get on board early and build on that Dragons lead as he fouls one off into the softball complex back behind the baseball fields here at Northwest High School. That ball hit high and hard, going to be into shallow right field. Out to get it and make the plays, Caden Kitzman, and another quick out as Mason Tell goes down, F9 in the scorebook if you're keeping track at home. Connor Culp up to bat, the junior catcher. Been active behind the plate, had a good night so far defensively. Going to look to add on his offensive night as well. He did score a run back in the third after he got hit by a pitch and put on base. He struck out in the top of the second as he takes ball one. Kleiber looked good there, coming in relief there in the fourth inning. Went 1-2-3. You have to record a strikeout, but let those guys hit the ball and let your team do their job and make plays. 1-1 count with the strike. Swing and a miss there from Culp. Three juniors in this lineup tonight for Johnston, as that's another ball to Culp. And keep in mind, Barta seems to reload every year there at Johnston. They don't ever kind of have to rewind things and take a step back. They just reload every single season, and it's because their junior and sophomore class get plenty of action as Culp swings and misses. Really been impressed by Joey Kleiber attacking the zone tonight, throwing a lot of strikes. He certainly has. Looks like he's just done a really nice job on the bump tonight in relief for Waukee Northwest after a bit of a gritty start. That ball fouled back and out of play. That will go over the net and bound to the grass harmlessly, keeping our count 2-2. Everybody going to reset. Sun setting as well as the lights have come on here at Waukee Northwest High School. Again, if you've never been out here, come check out their beautiful baseball, softball complex just on the edge. You've got the great playground off in the distance and a little lead, that ball off. 2-2 count, and that's not what you want there if you're Kleiber. That's going to go off of his elbow. They said he leaned into it, though, and that will be an out for Joey Kleiber. You're going to call it a strikeout there. We'll mark it as a strikeout. I'm not sure how he calls it. Barta's going to come out and have a quick discussion and say, hey, what's going on here? And with that, I'm sure he's asking why he felt that he leaned into it, but Johnston does have a history of getting up on the plate a little bit. I think most in the CIML and Central Iowa teams that play them will tell you that.
Now batting number 30,
it's not dirty. It's just how they do it, and they have the hands to get around on the baseball as well, but that is going to go down as a strikeout on Culp for out number 2. That was strike 1 to Caleb Hansen. He squared around a bunt, left it out there, and didn't quite do much with it. As we've got an 0-1 count, Kleiber again delivers. That ball just inside. for ball one. Hansen up on the plate, not quite as much as I'd argue as Culp was there with the 2-2 count. Certainly notice it, though. That ball getting a little outside. And just watch the feet a little bit here. Not saying it's anything malicious, but as these batters get to a 2-2 count or get to a 2-strike count, see him hug up against the plate a little bit more. That ball outside as well for ball three. 3-1 count to Hansen here. 2 outs. Joey Kleiber has been working quickly. He retired the side the last inning, trying to do the same here. That is going to be a strike and fills the count up. We are full, 3-2, 2 outs, as Kleiber tries to retire the side once again. And that is a walk. That puts Hansen aboard. That ball just getting away a little bit from Kleiber. No harm really done there. As Cole Kinman steps up to the box, and he's your number 9 hole hitter, and this is a spot where I think Kleiber would like to get out of it before he has to circle back to the top of a very dangerous batting order. Kinman, the senior, squaring to bunt. That ball popped up and caught. Johnny on the spot is Jonah Sweeney. Sweeney's been steady back there behind the dish, makes the heads-up play, gets out of the stance, catches the popped-up bunt, and that will end the inning. Not quite 1-2-3, but nonetheless the Wolves will take it. Still 8-0. Can the Wolves battle back in the bottom of the 5th? Find out next.
Right now at DeArmond Ford Indianola, save big on new Ford F-150s. Get 1.9% for 72 months, plus up to $10,000 off MSRP. The game-changing new Ford Bronco with up to $3,000 off, including Conquest Cash. All month long, new Ford F-150s, 1.9% for 72 months, plus up to $10,000 off sticker. The all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola, just minutes south of the Metro. DeArmondFord.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
And we come back from the 5th inning stretch. Johnston leading 8-0, but again, Northwest has settled things down with Joey Kleiber on the bump. The third pitcher of the night for Northwest has gone 1-2-3, and then 1-2, walking 3. So he's seen 7 batters, gotten 6 outs out of them. Can Northwest respond, though? Averaging nearly 6 runs a game this season. Certainly need the bats to come to life against a busy Mitch Nag, who remains on the bump here in the bottom of 5. It's a swing and a miss for Chase Jones. Strike 1 to him. Mitch Nag certainly has looked the part of a starting pitcher tonight in his debut on this season. That ball going to get low and away. 1-1 count. Nag winds, delivers. That ball is also outside the zone. 2-1 count to Chase Jones. Jones, your 9-hole hitter, flew out to second back in the 3rd inning. There's ball 3. Man on board any way you can right now if you're the Wolves. You need some life. As the sun's setting on this field, it could soon be setting on the Wolves' chances, but it's high school ball. That's a strike. Jones thought it was up and in. Apologizes to the umpire. Wasn't trying to show him up by any stretch of the imagination. 4 strike 2, full count. That will be ball 4 and puts Jones aboard. And Waukee Northwest can get something brewing. As they circle back to the top of the order, Sam Johnson steps up.
Now batting number 10, Sam Johnson.
Center fielder has struck out twice tonight, back in the 1st and the 3rd inning. Built it up to a full count in the 1st. Went 1-2-3 in strikes in the 3rd. So runner aboard for Johnson. Johnson watches as that one crosses the inside of the plate for strike one. And air movement has officially stopped inside of the press box. Sweat is officially pouring, and we are surviving. That ball bounds foul over the fence and down the first baseline for a second strike. So 0-2 count here to Sam Johnson, who would like to get things, keep this going here in the bottom of the fifth. Sam batting .326 on the season, 11 ribs, 11 singles this season, as well as 15 hits. That one breaking in on his hands. He fouls it off. Good battle there from Johnson. Just one double on the year, 3 triples, as I mentioned a couple of at-bats ago for Sam Johnson. He's seen action in 16 games, 46 at-bats. Nag 76, pitch number 77 coming here. That ball up and away, quick throw down. Bounds away a little bit there from Minks. Culp trying to keep him on his toes. Down there at first as that was a ball. So 1-2 count to Sam Johnson. Here comes Nag to delivery once again. That ball fouled up and out again. Almost caught down there behind the dugout by a couple of Johnston players. And Johnson fighting it off once again, really battling in there. Does not want strikeout number 3 on the night for him. Nag up to pitch number 79 now. Catches an edge and strike 3 on Sam Johnson. Fastball catches a corner, and Neg could not be happier with the backwards K.
Now batting number 4, Caden Kitzman.
His 7th strikeout of this evening, and it's first out of the bottom half of this 5th inning. Up next, Caden Kitzman, right fielder. Up on that plate just a little bit is the righty. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Neg still bringing it here well into the 5th inning on pitch number 80. Oh, that one finds Kitzman right in the heart of the back, and that's going to be a hit by pitch, his 2nd walk of the night. And that will move Jones to 2nd. That one, breaking ball just gets away from Nag a little bit and finds the middle of the back, and that might leave just a little welt. Not a big welt, just a little welt. And it's going to be a mound visit here for Barta. We're going to see a pitching change as well. Guess we wait to see. I think we probably will. Neg has gone 5 1/3. He'll pass the ball off, gets a pat on the hip, and told good job. Really good night for Nag, who finishes with 7 strikeouts. Great outing for him. He didn't give up a run, gave up 1 hit, a 1-hit shutout for Neg. I think that has to go with it. He did have a few walks in there, but I think you'll take it at this level. As in for Johnston, relief. Get my scope out on this, and we're going to have, looks like, it's going to be Kaysen Earlbeck, the junior pitcher for Johnston, coming in relief for Mitch Neg. It's number 28 in your roster books. And we'll go to break here for about 1:45 and let them get warmed up.
Hey, you two, we all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Welcome back into Northwest High School here in Waukee. The scoreboard lit up out there in left field. Stepped away to fill up some water as Case and Earlbeck got warmed up for the Johnston Dragons. 2-1 count here to Brady Walton. That's a swing and a miss for Walton. Strike two. Earlbeck bringing some heat. Walton with runners at first and second. You got Jones out there at second. Kitzman at first base. Earlbeck delivers. That ball flared out into left. Should be a can of corn out there for Hansen. Hansen does corral it, hits his cutoff, and runners are forced to hold. Walton goes F7 if you're keeping score at home.
Now batting number 3, Tanner Jackson.
Tanner Jackson now up to bat with 2 on. Going to try and bring some life with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's a swing and a miss for Jackson. Strike one. Jackson's gone double and walk in his first 2 plate appearances tonight. Both of those again against Nag, who went 5 1/3. 7 strikeouts. And here's the 1-0 or 0-1 delivery. Brings us to 1-1. Tanner Jackson, .317 hitter on the season. OBP 434. And that one plunks him as well, and that'll load up the bases. So 2 batters hit by pitch here in the 5th inning. Has the bases loaded now because Jones got there on a walk. He was your leadoff batter in this 5th inning as we get to Gus Ruggles, who almost legged out an infield single to score a run back when the bases were loaded in the 3rd inning. So in the bottom of 5, can Ruggles find a little bit of wiggle room and juggle one outside the infield and get one in. That ball up just out of the zone for ball 1. Again, thank you for joining us tonight here on CISN TV. First of many baseball games we'll have for you. Ground ball by Ruggles, hit to second, takes a funky hop. Ruggles almost catches the first baseman sleeping there, but that's going to be fielded cleanly by Kemmer as he makes the throw over to Minks
With
to
the
end the
recent
inning.
hit by pitch,
Again,
Johnston and
just 3 left on, no runs, no hits in that inning for the Wolves as we head to the top of the 6th after the break on CISN TV.
Hey, you two, we all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Welcome back into Northwest High School. Drew Fitzpatrick now moving to the mound. Caden Kitzman is going to go to first base for the Wolves. Both have already been in the order. Just got to figure out who's taking Kitzman's place out in right field. Number 5 in your lineup. So Tanner Pillpot now goes out to right field. So let's figure out who's in left field with that. Out in left field, you've got Andrew Eastman now out in left field. And we'll figure out the batting order when we get around to it. Eastman now out in left field. So if you caught all that, we're going to go Drew Fitzpatrick on the bump. At first now is going to be Caden Kitzman. Out in right field is going to be Tanner Pillpot. And out in left field was former courtesy runner and Andrew Eastman. We'll see what impact that has on the batting order. As Riggle, as I mentioned, goes for 3 to end the bottom of the 5th inning, takes us to the 6th.
Now pitching for the Wolves, number 13, Drew Fitzpatrick. Stepping to the plate for the Dragons, number 15, Blake Lundholm.
Blake Lundholm steps up. We're at the top of the order for the Dragons. He's going to try and sneak a bunt down. That's fouled back to the net for strike 1. So, one more recap of this. Fitzpatrick is at first. Kitzman's at first. Fitzpatrick's on the mound. Out in right field now, you've got Tanner Pillpot. And out in left, you've got Andrew Eastman. So they've rotated that around. Again, I'm not sure what that has bearing on the batting order, but we shall find out. We've got a 1-1 count here to Lundholm. Lundholm hammers that one deep to right field, but Pillpot is under it and makes the catch for out number 1 of the top of the 6th.
Making the catch in right field, number 5, Tanner Pillpot. Now batting for the Dragons, number 27, Tyne Whedon. Entering in left field for the Wolves, number 27, Andrew Eastman.
We got ball 1 there delivered by Fitzpatrick. That one fouled off by Whedon. Ty Whedon up to bat. Hit a double in the top of the first. Got up to bat in the second. Flew out to first or fielded by first on a ground ball. And then went 6-3 for the out in the top of the third. And this is his first at-bat since. Joey Kleiber did some good work out there in his 2 innings of work. Had 1 strikeout. Retired 6 of 7. Did not give up a hit. That's a strike to Whedon, so we are back to a 2-2 count. Two-two delivery here from Fitzpatrick. And that'll catch an edge for the strikeout looking, and Fitzpatrick, just like that, has 2 outs. Nice work by Fitzpatrick. The pitching really settling down here since Kleiber came in the 4th. Again, retired 6 of 7 batters. Fitzpatrick now has come in and gotten 2 outs. The fly out to right, corralled by Pillpot, and then the backwards K on Whedon. In steps Will Nuss. Nuss looks at ball number 1. Nuss tonight has a pair of singles and a fly out to left field. That's going to be strike 1 to Nuss. His first time seeing Fitzpatrick tonight. Again, an 8-0 lead for the Dragons as we are in the top of the 6th of this 7-inning affair. That's going to be another strike. 1-2 count here for Fitzpatrick against Will Nuss. Looking to send the Dragons back to the dugout in a hurry. Get those bats warmed up again for the Wolves. Looking for an outside corner, doesn't find it. 2-2 count. Dimensions here, Waukee Northwest. Again, that wind was blowing in to start the day pretty hard. It's since died off. 320s to the quarter and 375 dead center. Pretty rudimentary dimensions out here. That ball hit and flared out into right. Once again, Pillpot under it, and that will be his second catch of the inning. That one ends the inning. No hits, no runs, none left on base for the Dragons as we approach the bottom half of 6 when we come back on CISN TV.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
And we're back at Northwest High School in Waukee. The Wolves trailing the Dragons 8-0. They have 2 at-bats left on the night. You're going to need to show a sign of a pulse in the box here in the home half of 6. Let's check and see if we've had any more pitching changes here. It was Kaysen Earlbeck earlier that came in relief for Mitch Nag, and Earlbeck remains on the mound. It'll be Pillpot up to bat. It should be Pillpot. Again, we had quite the shift of positions in the top half for the Wolves. Pillpot does step up, so he remains in that 6th slot in the batting order, even though he moved out to right field. The one that I'll be curious about is Andrew Eastman and Drew Fitzpatrick.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 5, Tanner Pillpot.
Pillpot steps in against Earlbeck. Earlbeck came in relief after a hit by pitch. Finished things off. And that fielded cleanly. Nice little pickup over there at first base by Will Nuss for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 13, Drew Fitzpatrick.
Drew Fitzpatrick up to bat now, so he stays in the same spot in the order, even though he has shifted to the pitcher. Earlbeck delivers. That ball is going to be up and away for ball 1. Fastball there from Earlbeck. Fitzpatrick here, just looking for an on-base, little bloop single works, anything really, and that ball lined foul to the netting. Strike 1 on Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick doing quick work there in the top of the 6th. Of course, pitching settling down, like I mentioned, for the Wolves. And on the other side, bats just cannot heat up for the Wolves tonight, as that's swing and a miss from Fitzpatrick for strike 2. Earlbeck works quickly. Goes from the full windup with nobody on. Nobody out, or 1 out. Sorry, that ball fouled back. Good battle there for Fitzpatrick as Jonas Sweeney waits in the on-deck circle. Chase Jones in the hole. Wolves are going to have to bat around the next 2 innings if they want to sniff at this one. That ball works inside to Fitzpatrick for ball 2. Let's see. Okay. Looked like it caught an edge, but not quite. That's going to be ball 3. Full count, 1 out. That ball fouled off, and Fitzpatrick just hanging in there. Doing a good job keeping this at-bat alive. As a coach, you always appreciate it when the kids keep working hard in the batter's box, keeping their at-bats going. Fitzpatrick looks on, and that ball, he's going to earn it. He draws the walk down to first as that ball is up and out of the zone. And that will bring...
Now batting number 6, Cam Rourke.
Cam Rourke up to bat in place of Jonah Sweeney.
Courtesy running at first base, number 21, Grant McComas.
So Cam Rourke steps in, the lefty, with a man on, 1 out. Rourke swing and a miss. Strike 1. Slide and deliver for strike 2. The breaking ball catches the outside corner. And a quick 0-2 count here for Rourke, who's getting his first at-bat of the night. Swing and a miss, strike 3 goes Rourke. Second out of the night.
Now batting number 1, Chase Jones.
First strikeout of the night for Nag. Chase Jones now up to bat, number 9 hitter. And your shortstop this evening for the Wolves. Steps in, runner on first. That ball's going to find an outside edge just outside the box for a ball. Good crowd on hand tonight. Watching this top 10 showdown. Again, number 9 Northwest, 13-8 on the season. Number 4 Johnston. And either one of these teams with the right pitcher on the mound could find their way to a state title game. That was a strike to Jones for a 1-1 count. Say what you will, Northwest just got beat up a little bit on the bump there in the first 3 innings. The third really doing the damage with 5 runs being plated. Batting through the lineup as that one gets away from Culp behind the plate there, and that will advance the pinch runner over to second base. Fitzpatrick gets a courtesy runner as pitcher, so he will rest that right arm in the dugout, left arm. As we work with a 1-1 count here to Chase Jones. Runner at second now. Umpire fans away a fly, and Earl Beck steps off the rubber to check things out. Earl Beck looking on, taking the signs, accepts, sets, strides home, and that ball in the dirt. Another pass ball is going to move the courtesy runner up to third. Northwest with 1 in striking distance now. 2-1 count to Jones in the top of the order, waiting on deck in Sam Johnson. 2 outs. 2-out rally coming for Northwest. I know the Wolves fans would love to see it tonight. The Delivery up and in for ball 3. And we're going to call that a walk. I apologize. We're a pitch behind, so that's going to be a base on ball for Jones. And that puts runners on the corners for Sam Johnson, top of the order. You know Johnson's looking to break open.
The center fielder, number 10, Sam
Here in the
Johnson.
bottom of the 6th. He struck out 3 times, the last one looking like nothing more to break out of a mini slump here. Runners on the corner set. Earlbeck delivers. It's a swing and a miss, outside edge, and Sam Johnson fans at it for strike 1. Eight nothing ball game. Runners on the corners. Earlbeck again striding and delivers. That one hit hard to center field. Johnson puts it on a rope, but waiting under it is Cole Kinman for the catch, and that gets the Dragons out of the jam and keeps this a one-hit shutout for the Dragons as we head to break. When we come back on CISN TV, we've got the top of the 7th next.
Great savings on all Chevrolet and GMCs at DeYarmond Automotive Knoxville. New 2024 Silverado 1500 double cab starting at only $41,799. Receive up to $8,500 off a new 2024 Sierra 1500 Elevation and the 2024 Silverado 1500 crew cabs with up to $9,000 off MSRP. Save big now on all new Chevrolet and GMCs in Knoxville, Iowa. DeYarmondChevyGMC.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
The Bats have quieted it a bit for the Johnston Dragons since that top of the 3rd inning. Since then, they've had 10 batters, 9 of which have been retired. On the bump still remains Drew Fitzpatrick, and he'll try and close this thing out, down 8-0, and try and reduce any more harm so the Wolves can have a chance here in the bottom of 7. What a comeback that would be. Right now, the Wolves being one hit. Fitzpatrick delivers. That's going to be a strike on Max Minks. Minks, the lefty. Fitzpatrick, the lefty, as he fouls one off. Strike 2. Fitzpatrick has been sharp. Kleiber was very sharp as well. And that's going to be strike 3. Swing and a miss, but the throwdown not in time. And Minks gets aboard as the ball gets away from Jonas Sweeney.
Now batting number 7, Sam Kemmer.
So runner on first for the Dragons. No outs. Could have been a strikeout on Minks as the ball bound away after the short hop in the dirt. Minks hustles down to first, and he is aboard. Now on up to bat, Sam Kemmer. Kemmer has a big stick and can swing it. That ball outside and low for ball 1. Trying to bring a little heat was Fitzpatrick. Has a fastball in the arsenal for sure. The lefty. Quick look. That ball slicing, just foul by a foot or two. If not, that one might plate Minks and find its way all the way to the corner. 1-1 count. As we wait on a player to go chase that ball down the first base line. Kemmer to bat. Fitzpatrick in the stretch. Step deliver. And that ball in the dirt, nice job there behind home plate by Jonas Sweeney, being the backstop he is on that one for ball 2. Kept Minks stationary there at first. Minks short lead off. Half step back for a secondary. That ball roped. What a snag at short. Throw gets away out into right field, but that's going to keep Minks there. Runners at first and second, but what a snare by Chase Jones at shortstop. It's a great play. Certainly gives them a chance at the play at second. The throw just got away from him and out into right field, and Minks is held at second. Well, I'm not going to go an error on that. That'd just be mean to do to Jones. I'm going to give him a single, or Kemmer a single on that one. Because that was just a hard hit ball. Swing and a miss there by Mason Tell, the sophomore. The sophomore struck out, flew out, and walked on base. That ball hit to center, and he burns the center fielder, finds the gap. The sophomore drives one deep, and this could clear the bases. As they're sending them both, the play at the plate is not in time, and we've got an inside the park home run for the sophomore, Mason Tell. The 3-run inside the park home run finds the gap, ends up at the Wolves sign. The throw home not in time because Tell was on his horse all the way home. Was not expecting an inside the park home run on my first call of the season, but here we are. I'm going to credit the inside the park home run for 3. And Randy, that might be a top play of the week on our CISN Twitter and social media pages this week, because Tell was on his horse. That ball flared foul for strike one. Still no outs. 11-0 lead for Johnston. Mason Tell, the man of the night after that one, just hammered it to the gap in right center. That is going to be ball one on Connor Culp. Follow that up, Mr. Culp. That's going to be ball two. And that ball was hit hard and high, and it's kind of a strange time of night. Lights might not quite be fully effective and a little bit dusky out, and we get Culp plunked. It's going to be a hit by pitch for a man on base. And the Drags are just dancing around in the batter's box and batting around in the batter's box. Of course, 10-run rule worthless at this point because we are in the last inning of play. Nonetheless, the Dragons piling on runs right now. 11-0, no outs, 9 hits. And that's going to be a strike inside on Caleb Hansen. 0-1 count, no outs. Fitzpatrick delivers. The lefty finds another strike. This one looking on Hansen for strike 2. That ball lined just foul. And going back to that hit by Mason Tell, found a gap. I fully expected him to be held at third. I don't know if a sign was missed or they just said, you know what, let's see it. Tell just kept prancing home, slides in. There was no tag. Ball might have been there. I just don't know if it was corralled by Sweeney at that point for a tag. And there you had it, a true inside the park. No errors on that play. He swings at it, and they're going to call him out on the play. Throw down to second, not in time. And Caleb Hansen will go down swinging on that at bat. But with that, Culp will advance to second.
Now batting number 9, Cole Kinman.
Cole Kinman up to bat now. One out, one on. Kinman has had a single, a double, and flew out to the catcher, or popped up the bunt to the catcher, I should say. So he's been a busy man. Kidman. That ball up and away. Ball 2. Apologize. Should not be yawning. It's only 9 o'clock. 9:06 here at Waukee Northwest High School. And there's a strike for Fitzpatrick, as I'm sure Jeremy Heinen, the head coach for Northwest, just looking for his pitcher to finish up the night. And then get in the dugout, see if you can take away a positive in the bottom half of 7 and get the bats going just a hair. That's going to be ball 3. But first you got to get there with just 1 out, 3-1 count, runner at second. Kinman likely going to be making his way down to first here, barring a nice hit. Kinman calls a timeout. Some bugs in the eye. Nothing worse than that. No wind out there. If you take a look at the flag out in center, don't think we can see it on our broadcast, but I'm telling you, it is still. There is no air movement, and when that happens, it means the gnats are brewing around face, eyes, and it's not comfortable spot as a batter. Swing and a miss there for Kinman. He liked that pitch at 3-1, and that draws us to a 3-2 count. It is full. Runner at second. Dodged the rain tonight. Wouldn't mind a little. Lawn could use it. Field here doesn't need it. Perfectly green, beautiful. Dirt's in great shape. Mound's in better shape. There is ball 4 to Kinman. That one just missing maybe a little low and outside. So that will put a runner on first and second. And to the top of the order, the Dragons go with Blake Lundholm. We're going to get another mound visit, and I think we're going to get a pitching change here. I think everyone's going to cycle around. Looks like they're calling Eastman in. Nope, take that back. They're going to move Pillpot out to left. Let's see who's coming in. A lot of changes here coming to the order. We'll figure it all out after the break. We'll let a warm-up come into play. Then we'll go from there. After the break, we'll get you caught up to speed on CISN.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Welcome back. Luke Ibis now on the bump for Northwest. And we've got a pinch hitter for Ty Whedon. It's going to be Calvin Bergman into bat in the DH slot with 2 on. Swing and a miss. 1-2 count to Bergman. That ball hit and through the left side, and they'll hold the runner there at third base. And it looks like we've got another pinch hitter.
Number 1, Adrian Broadus.
Adrian Broadus is now up to bat. He was the courtesy runner earlier. And I'm all sorts of lost on my scorebook now. We're just going to have to catch up with it. Broadus eyes and takes. I'm giving him one there for strike 2. One-two count. That ball swung hard on and sneaks through. That'll plate one. And how about another? We've got a play at the plate. Sliding in safe. Is Cole Kinman, and that's going to add a couple more runs, make this a 13-0 ball game. Big hit there from Adrian Broadus. And now we've got all sorts of substitutions for Johnston, so bear with us as we've got now runners at second and third. Bergman is over there at third. And Broadus is there at second.
Jack Ruddy.
Jack Ruddy in to pinch hit. He hammers that down the line. That's called foul. Sure looked fair from my vantage point, but my eyes are dealing with a net and more. So I will leave it to the refs on the field for that call. As we sit 13-0, Johnston's bats with a 5-run, bottom of the third and bottom of the seventh. Nifty little pitch there from Luke Ibis, and that gets a strikeout. 24, Mason Rothler now up to bat. Rothler.
Now batting, number 24, Mason Rothler.
Mason Rothler up to bat, the junior. And again, Michael Bardach just trying to get guys some plate appearances with runners at second and third. 2 outs. That one catching an inside corner as Johnston hugs a plate. That's strike 1. Rothler. I'm going to go with Rothler on the pronunciation and see if that goes any better. That ball up and in for ball 1, so 1-1 count. We do have some finals from around the rest of Central Iowa action. Centennial tops Urbandale 7-4 tonight in a final, and Valley over Dowling Catholic 5-4. Valley a good win over a good Dowling Catholic team there as well. Much needed win as that is ball 2 from Ibis. See if we can find some stats here on Rothler, Mason Rothler for the Johnston Dragons. Pulling up some notes here briefly. Rothler has played in 12 games this year, 22 at bats, batting .182. He's got 4 hits, it looks like. Driven in once. He's got no RBI. Take that back. 4 RBIs on the season. I'd like to add a couple more here and really put this bad boy out of distance and make it a 15-0 ball game. 2 outs, 3-1 count. They're going to call that a strike for a full count. As the sun has completely set, we've got a beautiful color palette sky. And Luke Ibis delivering the full count, 2 outs. That ball hit to shortstop. The throw will not happen because it takes a wicked hop. And that will drive in 2 more Johnston runs as Bergman comes across, as does Broadus. We'll call that an error, unfortunately. The first error of the night. A wicked hop.
Now batting, number 11, Grant Shell.
And it's Grant Shell up to bat. Runner on first. 2 RBIs there for Rothler, and he adds to his total. Rothler ends up at first. Shell swing and a foul ball down the third baseline for strike two. 2 outs, 2 strikes, no balls. Ibis just trying to end this inning as the Dragons lead 15-0 against Waukee Northwest. That's a ball low and away for ball 1. 11 hits tonight for the Dragons. They have hit the ball well, but they've also been aided by a handful of walks. Meanwhile, they still have a 1-hit shutout going as that's strike 3. Ibis does strike out Grant Shell to end the inning. But again, a lot of runs cross the dish. 7 total in the top of 7. When we come back, we'll wrap this thing up. Waukee Northwest, one final at bat, down 15 here on CISN TV.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it out there. Move it, move it, move it.
And we're back at Northwest High School. Once again, the scoreboard reads 15-0. You're not reading that wrong on our scoreboard. 1-hit shutout so far for the Dragons as Kaysen Earlbeck tries to close this one out. Earlbeck came in relief back in the 5th inning, or 6th inning, I should say. Since then, he's done a really nice job. Kitzman up to bat. That's going to be a swing and a miss for Kitzman, who tonight has a strikeout and 2 walks. That ball up and in for ball 1. Well, if you're the Johnston Dragons, you walk away and say our bats were working well tonight. If you're Waukee Northwest, you sit back and say our pitching was good for the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Wheels fell off in the 7th and the 3rd. Just kind of how the night has gone. Sticky night here at Northwest as, again, the sun has set. The delivery, breaking ball doesn't quite fall down, and that's going to bring us to a 2-2 count on Kitzman here in the bottom of the 7th. The wind and the pitch from Earlbeck, that's going to be fouled off. Kitzman hanging in there. Thank you again for joining us and sticking with us tonight on CISN TV. We'll have plenty of matchups. I know I've got a few calls coming up in the next couple of weeks. Looking forward to it. Big shout out to our crew, Randy directing tonight, Justin on camera here behind the dish. Crew always does a great job getting us the coverage and the action we need, and certainly we enjoy it, bringing it to you out there on CISN TV. That's going to be a walk for Kitzman and 1 aboard. So that'll be a walk for Kitzman, his 3rd walk of the night.
Now batting number 16, Brady Walton.
Brady Walton up to bat now for Waukee Northwest. The book a lot cleaner for the defensive side of Johnston tonight. Have yet to fill in a diamond. Earlbeck delivers. That's going to catch an outside edge for strike 1. The heater. painting stripes on that outside corner. Earl Beck from the stride once again. Slide step and delivers for strike 2. Shadow's certainly a challenge out here. I will say the lights are nice, but there are a couple of maybe what you call dead spots in the corners just behind first base and third base. They do illuminate nicely the middle of left, center, and right field. Infield well lit as well. Should be seeing the ball just fine now as Brady Walton deals with an 0-2 count. He'll hit one flaring foul over the fence. On the one hop, almost takes a one hop off that warning track. And that's just a long foul ball as we sit 0-2 for Earl Beck. Earl Beck delivering to Walton here. Kaysen Earlbeck sets. Stride, deliver. That's going to be strike 3. Gets him looking. A little bit of a change up there from Earlbeck. Catches Walton.
Now batting number 3.
That's out
Tanner
number 1 in the
Jackson.
bottom of the 7th. Still man on. That's Kitzman over there at first, waiting to make a move. As Tanner Jackson steps in. Jackson, the righty. Takes a look. That's going to be a ball low and in. Ball 1. Jackson tonight has gone with a double, a walk, hit by pitch, and here he finds his 4th plate appearance. Again, just 1 hit tonight for the Wolves. Well below their average. Swing and a miss there for Jackson on strike 1. I could use that breeze up here if he wants to fan away. And another one. Let's see. Hits this season. 153 hits this year. You want to hear a staggering stat? Johnston's had 55 hit by pitches this year, and tonight they added quite a few to it, as that was ball 2 to Jackson. Earl Beck looks in, gets the signal, takes it, sets. He'll stride and deliver. That ball fouled off and out of play. For strike 2, we sit at a 2-2 count. Tanner Jackson looking to create a little bit of a spark here. Up next for Waukee Northwest. Let's pull up their schedule here. We get Johnston tonight. And then looks like this weekend they'll be at the Battle of Council Bluffs tournament, as that's a strikeout. Once again for Earl Beck, 2 outs now. So Waukee Northwest heads to Council Bluffs, where they'll visit with Council Bluffs, Lincoln, Sioux City East, and Bettendorf. They'll open against Sioux City East at noon on Saturday at Abraham Lincoln High School out there in Council Bluffs. That ball hit hard, going to find a gap well out there to the wall, and this should bring Kitzman all the way home. The one-hit shutout is broken as Kitzman crosses home on a roped hit by Gus Ruggles. Ruggles getting out of the slump in a nice way there with the stand-up double. It's an RBI for Ruggs. And 1 run on the board on the 2nd hit of the night for Waukee Northwest. Meanwhile, Johnston, let's see where they're at here upcoming. So obviously Northwest tonight. This weekend then they will play host to Sioux City North, who's 11-12. Next game Friday night, so that's tomorrow night. They get Sioux City North, 7 p.m. at Johnston Middle School. That ball fouled off by Pillpot. I'm sorry, that's not Pillpot. Chuck Berdovich, I believe, is up to bat. The sophomore has stepped in. Berdovich getting his first plate appearance of the night in relief of Pillpot. That ball up and in. 1-1 count to Berdovich. Ruggles sits at second. 15-1 ball game. That one fouled back to the fence. And that's strike two. One strike away from this one being closed out here by Earlbeck. Kason Earlbeck on the bump. Has coming in good relief. Just giving up one run on one hit. That ball up, the breaking ball not coming in. A long night here as we now approach 2.5 hours on this game. Feels like a big league style timetable. Certainly with all the runs, that is what keeps us there. That ball fouled off for a long foul ball. Chuck Berdovich, once again, the sophomore, hanging in there. Trying to make the most of his at-bat tonight. Earlbeck looking on. Delivers, catches an edge. Reverse K to end the night, and that is how this one ends. Johnston topping the Northwest Wolves 15-1. Johnston 15 runs on 11 hits. Meanwhile, the Wolves 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error. And that is a big dub for the number 4 Johnston Dragons over the number 9 Northwest Wolves. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on CISN TV. Looking forward to our next broadcast. Look for some Menace action this weekend, and then we've got some more baseball coming your way next week. For our crew, I'm John Schaefer. Have a great night.